My name is Faith Mangope. I'm a broadcaster. I work at Metro FM. I have a current affairs show called Metro FM Talk, where we broadcast Monday to Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. I'm also the founder of the Faith Mangope Technology and Leadership Institute, which is a skills development institution that is there to equip young people with digital skills, and then we place them in jobs after the completion of our 12-month program. I think the Future Jobs Summit is a consistent echo of urgency. I think that the summit really gives us perspective as to where we are in the country, where we should be going, and also offers us an opportunity to ask the difficult question of, are we getting there? And what are the hindrances to getting there? And I think the actual summit in itself places these leaders, industry leaders, different sectors of the economy, an opportunity to gather together and have a moment of reflection on the work that has been done, the work to yet fulfill, and also how are we getting there. And I think it also calls us to urgency. I think a lot of leaders who come into one room start realizing that we need to do more to help fix this problem. But it also gives us an awakening of just how deep some of these problems are. And as I shared a bit earlier, that it's not a normal day in South Africa where over 60% of the youth of this country, where the median age of South Africa is 28 years of age, is unemployed. It's not normal. It should never be normalized. But I think sometimes in our corporate structures and in our air-conditioned rooms and in our offices with views, we forget the realities of the South African context. And having a job summit like this allows us to fully remember and embrace the realities within which we exist, and hopefully we come up with tangible collaborative solutions to facing some of these challenges. I think the job crisis in South Africa is going to be solved by all of us, not one of us, not some of us, it's all of us. And I think the time of working in silos is over. I think we need to all roll up our sleeves and say, how do we capacitate one another so that we can get the job done? It's easier to, we know they often say that you can go far when you go together, right? And I truly believe that having all of these sectors of industry collaborating allows us to finally get to solve the problem together and go further in solving the problem. I think there is no one solution to this job crisis. There's absolutely, no one has got the answer, but I bet you collectively we can all have a bit or a puzzle piece of the answer. Nobody's got the full answer to this. I think what's impressed me the most is the principles and the hearts of these leaders. I think it's, when you come into rooms such as this, it's easy to get lost within the private sector lingo. But I think the humanity that has shown up here today is a testament that we've got good people out there who are trying to do their very best for the country. And I think that's what's been the most striking, is that we are all just trying to figure out how to make South Africa work. Well, never mind the shift of AI. You know, that's a whether we like it or not, it's here. But I think the other shift is the shift of human consciousness.
That is very different. Explain.
So we are going to need to operate differently in a world that is different.
Right.
People are going to need to show up differently in a world that is different. And where AI is a tool, for example, how do we ensure that AI does not become the God factor instead of a tool? And in a space where you've got this consistent conversation with this entity that does not exist but purports to solve your problems, it's easy to give a tool a God complex, right? Where you start becoming dependent. I've heard, there are many reports you'd hear that some people are looking at AI as the therapist, and they are talking to AI because AI now is, you know, they're asking AI, how do I get over this? AI, how do I? I think it's important for us to still remember the power in our humanity and to raise the consciousness of our humanity, so that we do not give a tool the God phenomena. And before you know it, you're controlled by an entity that literally was man-made, can be switched off, but we won't, because we believe now that it knows. And yes, it does know more than us, but we are the ones that input, right? We give it the input. So we need to be very careful not to lose our humanity in the availability of all of this machinery. I love the fact that you say I'm young. I'm not young, but thanks for that. um, I think the one advice I would give to young people is that I don't want you to stop knocking. You know, I know what it's like to have people say no. And especially when you're young, no hurts when you're young. No is a painful, it's a painful phenomenon. It's a painful experience when you're young because it's rejection, right? No is rejection in itself. And I hope that young people know that every single no is just a step closer to your yes. And some of us give up halfway. Some of us give up when just one more no could be your next yes. And I think we need to get over the feeling of rejection when we hear no, and just be able to take it in the chin and say, what's next? And you're not going to be successful in this life if one no throws you off, or if one no is the end of you. There's no way. You're not going to make it. The ones that make it are the ones that are able to take the no and move on with it so that they get to their yes. I think it elevates who we are. I think it elevates some of the issues we're dealing with, but it also elevates the solutions. It showcases some of the solutions that people have, and and corporations have got amazing solutions to some of these problems. And I think more than anything else, you leave summits like this one, particularly this one, feeling full. Your heart feels a little bit fuller, your spirit feels full, because you know that you are with people who genuinely want to make this country work. So this particular summit does not take away your energy, it adds to your energy. I want to go back home and have a think about what am I going to do more? You know, and I think it just elevates who we are, and it elevates our potential and who we can be.